I did like the friend dating apps. Y'all know about the dating apps and what a nightmare those are. I've heard your horror stories. I've only ever used them to find a bassist and that went great. So my opinion of them is skewed weirdly positive. As bad as I'm sure the dating apps are, the friend dating apps are so sad. I think they're a different kind of sad. They should be studied by science. They're a very different genre of sad. So like, there's Bumble BFF, which is what I used specifically. I think there is also like a friend mode on Tinder, but I don't trust like that. I think anyone you meet on the friend mode on Tinder is just like trying to kiss you, but more sneaky like. I don't think that anyone is actually on the friend mode on Tinder for friends. I don't think that's real. But the Bumble BFF, I will say everyone there is actually there for friends. And it's so sad. I really tried. I met a couple of really boring board game couples where like, okay, you know the kind of couple where the only interaction they've had in like the last 5 years is they've just said, "Are you okay, babe?" They've been like, "Yeah, you okay, babe?" You know like that kind of couple? Like you're picturing this? You know? So like, I went to their homes and you could tell that they like tried so hard. Like you could tell that they like went to Home Goods that day to like buy things for their home to make it look better. It feels like you're being lured into a trap. Even if it isn't a trap, even if they're nice people, yeah, it's just kind of sad, you know? It's just like a weird, sad, desperate kind of thing. Like you get the sense that maybe they're letting you win a little bit at the board game because they just want you to come back. And I feel for them, I do. I want things to go well for them, but it's just so sad. It's just so sad. But then, the only person who I went on multiple friend dates with, she started out and she was like, "Hey, I'm like a sober influencer." And I was like, "No way, I'm a content creator. Like, that's so convenient, you know? That's really cool. And I also don't really drink, but you know, like, I'm not like sober. I just don't really drink because I don't like it very much, right?" We were out for dinner and she was like, "By the way, like my girlfriend is definitely cheating on me." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds rough, I'm sorry." And then she was like, "You know, if you order a drink, I'll order a drink." And I was like, "I'm good. You're a sober influencer." And that was the end of friend date number 1. Friend date number 2 went thus. We met back up at the restaurant and she was like, "Yeah, so my girlfriend left me." And I was like, "That sounds rough." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm gutted, I'm ruined, I'm destroyed." And then she like cried at the table and then she was like, "If you get a drink, I'll get a drink." And I was like, "I'm not getting a drink." And she was like, "I'll get you one." And then she ordered me a drink and ordered herself a drink and drank both of them. And then I went home. The third friend date, which I should not have gone on. I should have cut it off after that one. She very drunkenly asked me if I could help her move her couch out of her apartment because her friend, in quotes, had peed on it. Now, I don't know if she might have had a friend who was drunk enough to pee on her couch, maybe, but my guess, based on the way that she talked about it, my guess was solidly that she got very, very drunk and peed on her own couch. Because she was drunk when I got there. She was hungover and drunk. And she was like, "I need you to help me move this couch out of like a 3-story walk-up." So we carried her pee couch down 3 staircases and then found her a new couch on Facebook Marketplace. And we carried it like all over the place, all across the dang city. Got it up to her apartment. And she was like, "So, when do you want to hang out again?" And I was like, "I don't. I'm good. I'm okay." So that was the closest I got to making like a friend here. Other than that, it's just been, you know?